Spectacular.
My name is Michael Jack, most folk know me as MJ.
You see that, boys and girls? I'm hurting him.
I originally grew up in Armadale, but I am currently living in Bathgate. Well, I've loved wrestling since I was 5 years of age. I've loved it ever since I was a little boy, right? And I got to thank my mother, God rest her soul. I got to thank my mother because she was the one that put wrestling on the telly in the first place, because she was a big fan of wrestling as well. So really, if it wasn't for her, then I wouldn't have really got into wrestling. Our love for wrestling come from, well,
Yeah.
I grew up watching guys, and probably one of my favourite wrestlers of all time, the late great Eddie Guerrero, God rest his soul.
Okay.
I started training once I was 12 years old. We're getting into that in the next question, but how creative you could be with the sport, how a match was put together. Once I was learning how to do all that, I just like for a wee boy, it really intrigued me and it interested me as to what I really wanted to do with my life, and that is my dream. Has been since I was 5 years old. So I'd probably say Eddie Guerrero winning the WWE title was what first got me into wrestling. 100%, because he was a smaller guy. Obviously, he was stocky, hitting the gym, and I feel like with what I'm doing now, through everything that I've been through the challenges, through setbacks, through mistakes, through failures, through losing certain people close to me very recently, that it's really inspired me to do what I need to do, and that's just build myself as a man, really, as a man. My first match was in the Bathgate Regal Theatre. It was in the Bathgate Regal Theatre for a company called Scottish School of Wrestling. Now, I started training with them once I was 12 years old, right? And I was grateful for the experience that I managed to get there. I managed to work with guys like Joey Legend, I worked with guys like Johnny Storm. I also got to do some training seminars with the likes of Doug Williams, Bingo Balance, Jigsaw. There was a bunch of really good, well-travelled, successful, independent wrestlers that I got to train with and had the pleasure of working with. So it was a great experience. Like, I was always a smaller guy growing up. A lot of people underestimated me. That is where the underdog comes from, and it's not just a character, it's not just a gimmick, it's a lifestyle for me. Like, that is my life. That is my life. 100% rolled up in a barrel. I am the underdog. I'm the underdog, and the smaller guy has always been counted out, put down, kicked while he was down, but every single time the underdog stands back up and comes back swinging. Well, with the training, as I said, like, I got to work with some like really good guys. I got to work with some, and the experience that I learned off of people that were better than you and people that were more experienced than you, it was really a pleasure. Facial expressions plays into professional wrestling, big time. Like I said, you want to be larger than life. It's about coming up with a larger than life character and bringing that character to life. Selling's a really important part, because you're selling something for the minute you come through that curtain to the minute you go back through that curtain. You're selling a character, you're selling a gimmick to a match, you're selling a story. My main drive behind starting it is like, I wanted to be able to give back, motivate and inspire people through what I was experienced in and what I was good at. And it happens to be professional wrestling, so I want to give guys that have been put down, guys that have been bullied, guys that have went through similar stuff as of to myself, right? I want them to be able to come along and for it to be a safe and fun environment where they can learn something new and it's something that's outside of their comfort zone. It's not just about wrestling. I feel like it's about telling my story and making a difference and giving back and motivating and inspiring people. I had a really bad start to life. Luckily, I got adopted at 4 months old and I got given a really good family and they gave me everything I ever wanted and more. Through life, I've ran into challenges. I went through my entire life getting bullied. That was hard for me because I was always a smaller guy. Folk thought, oh, he's an easy target, let's pick on him. I've dealt with abandonment issues. I'd probably say the biggest struggle, and I think it's important, this is a message that I want to give to anybody out there, because we all struggle. Everybody goes through struggles, some are bigger than others. I feel like you shouldn't let your struggle define who you are as a person. My biggest struggle that I went through is with mental health issues, crippling anxiety on a daily basis, and I do have my times where I get down on life and I do get depressed, but 4 years ago I was going through that much mental and emotional torture that 4 years ago at New Year's Eve I actually tried to commit suicide. I tried to take my own life. Thank God I'm still here to tell the tale. I was around the wrong people at the time. I had a bad circle of influence. I was around people that didn't really love me for me, but they loved me for the benefits that came with me. But it's took time and it has been a process, but I've managed to get out of that dark place. And I feel like the way I see it now, I look back on that time and I look back on everything I've been through, and the way I see it is, I see myself as a beacon of hope. A beacon of hope for the people that are going through the struggle. A beacon of hope for the people that are in the storm. A beacon of hope for the people that are in a dark place mentally and emotionally. I believe that transparency will not only lead to your transformation, but it can also lead to the transformation of the people around you. You meet 3 types of people. You get ones that will support you during difficult times. You get ones that will put you in difficult times. Yeah! Oh! And you get those that will leave you in difficult times. What I believe is, just because certain people quit on you doesn't mean you should ever quit on yourself. No matter how you feel, get up, dress up, show up, and never ever quit on yourself. When I was at training, there obviously was a wee bit of drama. It happens in wrestling. But I think, like, in terms of how I see the world of professional wrestling and what the world of professional wrestling is now becoming, I think it's a very, at times it can be a very healthy environment, but it's also competitive. It's also quite competitive. It's also the sport, but at the end of the day, we are all the people that are in the professional wrestling scene are doing it because they have love for the business. And obviously sometimes drama might come with that, egos might get in the way. At the end of the day, it is a good business to be in. I feel like now it is much healthier. I feel like the door is a lot more open now. Like, especially for guys that are smaller stature, guys that are maybe my size, it opens the door and there's so much opportunity, especially if you go to the right school. Especially if you go to the right school. I'm working babyface, right? For anybody who doesn't know wrestling terms or wrestling jargon, that basically means you're the good guy, right? So I feel like as a good guy and as a babyface, I need to be wearing bright colours, right? And obviously the babyface needs to design merchandise and get that merchandise out there and build your name and build your brand and put yourself out there and really step outside of your comfort zone, because that's what I've truly learned as a person, that in order for you to truly grow as a person, you've got to step outside your comfort zone. You've got to do something that you've never done before. So I have been nursing a shoulder injury for the past few years. Now, I ended up in a car crash a few years ago, right? And then I had to go to physiotherapy for like 10 to 12 weeks. Physiotherapist said that I'd already suffered that injury before, so I think it was through wrestling. I got that shoulder injury. I've been nursing that through the past few years, but through hard work, through determination, through putting hours in the gym. I need to put hours in the gym. It's really helped my shoulder injury, and it's helped build the strength back up within that shoulder injury. So there was That's a fun story, right? Let me tell this story. Makes me laugh now that I think back on it, right? After a Johnny Storm seminar, Johnny Storm taught a lot of us how to moonsault off the top rope, right? And I managed to do that effortlessly. And I thought I could maybe challenge myself, step outside my comfort zone, and I wanted to try a shooting star press off top rope onto the crash mat. Now, I had to build myself up to do a move like this because I'd never done it before. Off 2 feet, off 1 foot, easy days. But once you're on that top rope, you've only got that spring, right? You've only got that spring. And when you spring off, right, I got too much distance and not enough height. And I landed on the top of my head and I broke my nose and I gave myself a concussion. And that was in the Bathgate Eagle Theatre. This was before the show had even started. It was quite a bad injury, but you learn from these things, you learn what works for you, you learn what doesn't. So I've had a couple injuries, I have the back of wrestling, but it still doesn't make me love the sport any less. Well, when I first started, I was going in with the intention I'm going in here to have good work ethic, put in work, and I thought it was a good school all in, and I was grateful for the experience and the opportunities that I was able to learn. But it was through the hard work that I put in that's what got me those opportunities. Through hard work, through dedication, through paying your dues. So like that's building the ring, dismantling it, taking it to where the venue, where the show is going to be, and then helping build that, and then learning that it's a team effort. It's a team effort from everyone. Yeah, you got to start from the bottom, and I think it teaches you a certain level of discipline. And I feel like discipline is important. The one thing that I've learned through everything that I've been through is discipline is stronger than motivation, right? I like to motivate people and I like to inspire people. But at the end of the day, I'm not always motivated. At the end of the day, I'm a human being. I go through stuff. And
You alright, man? No, sorry.
I go through stuff, and really it's a process. The one thing I learned about discipline is you got to do stuff even when you don't feel like it. You got to go to training, you got to show up to training, you got to put in hard work, you got to have the right attitude, all those things. Because I know once I was younger, I didn't really have the best attitude. But as I've gotten older and as I've went through stuff, I realised that attitude needs to be good. You need to build a supportive network around you with everything that you're doing.
You alright, what? No, sorry.
Aye, I go through stuff and really it's a process. The one thing I learned about discipline is you got to do stuff even when you don't feel like it. You got to go to training, you got to show up to training, you got to put in hard work, you got to have the right attitude, all those things. Because I know once I was younger, I didn't really have the best attitude. But as I've gotten older and as I've went through stuff, I realised that attitude needs to be good. You need to build a supportive network around you with everything that you're doing. Whether that be whether you're going to the gym, whether it's your friends, whether it's your family, or say you're doing what I'm doing. You got to get to training, you got to get to know people, you got to put yourself out there and really give the realest, truest version of yourself in order to progress and become better. Couple shows that I did get paid, but most of the time I was just doing it for the love of the sport. Understand that people are there to obviously try and make money, make a name for themselves, get their name out there, build their brand, build themselves, and it's all a process. It is all a very beautiful process, and it takes time. There was a couple of people that I worked with, and they obviously thought they could take liberties, but I feel like at the same time it is a learning process. It is a learning process, but I feel like in terms of anybody that's trying to be a professional wrestler or trying to get into a school and trying to become a professional wrestler, put in the work, pay your dues, but I don't let anybody take liberties with you, because I'm going to be real and straight up honest, because I'm a realist. I wear my heart on my sleeve. That's the way I was raised. That's who I am, right? So I'm going to wear my heart on my sleeve, and I'm going to say, there might be some people that take liberties with you, but don't let that happen. Don't let that happen. I'm a person that suffers from mental health issues and PTSD. I suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, been through a lot of traumatic shit in my life. Have a good attitude, have a really good work ethic, show up to training every week, put in the work, and I guarantee you, if you're trying to aspire to go for your dream, and if your dream is a professional wrestler, then you've got to push for that and put in the work. Well, in terms of the type of environment, obviously you got to know any sport at the end of the day, whether it's professional wrestling, whether it's MMA, whatever you're doing, right? Say you're going for a sport or you're chasing your dream and you're putting in work, right? Obviously there is a competitive aspect to the sport. I have met some sound people, and I have made friends and contacts off the back of that, and been able to network with different people and for that aspect. But in terms of you might run into some people that don't have the best energy around them or the best aura with them, but what I've learned through the types of people that I've dealt with is you just got to stay away from those people. You do your thing, let them do theirs, don't worry about it. Keep doing you, keep putting in work, keep putting in hard work, keep being determined, and don't let nothing stop you from chasing after what it is that you want. And when it comes to, if you deal with certain people that don't really have good energy around them or they've got a good aura around them, then I'd say try to stay clear from those people and just focus on yourself, focus on your work and focus on trying to put in what it is that you're trying to achieve. I learned a lot because when I was first on the Scottish wrestling scene, I learned a lot. I was young, I was dumb, you make mistakes. Ken, you're dumb, you make mistakes. And it's really just a learning experience. And now that I'm to the stage where I'm 26 years old and I'm still chasing this, and it's not going to stop. If you deal with anybody that turns around and says wrestling's fake, the best approach that I take is, well, at the end of the day, it's a predetermined sport and it's two people working together to really tell a story. It's all about storytelling and it's all about playing a larger than life character. But it's a predetermined sport, it's two folk working together to tell a story. It's entertainment at the end of the day, but personally, in my honest opinion, I think it is the single greatest spectator sport on this planet. My character isn't that far off of who I am. Like, the underdog, when it comes to the underdog, that ain't just a character, that ain't just a gimmick. For me, that is my life. That's my life, that's who I am as a person. I'm the underdog. I've always been the smaller guy that folk have tried to put down. I've always been the smaller guy that folk have tried to count out. Underdog Pro Wrestling, UPW, right? The other thing that inspired me to start up UPW was actually my late mother. Now, she died a little over a month ago, probably coming up 2 months now, right? And it's been hard. Every day is a struggle. Every day is a struggle. But the one thing I've learned is do not give up, keep stepping, keep pushing, keep putting in work, be disciplined. Be disciplined. Because there's some days you're going to wake up and you just don't want to do it. I feel like that as well with all the stuff that I've been through. But my mother was a big inspiration for me. My late mother, Mary Jack, God rest her soul. God rest her soul. Yeah, she was the type of person, right? My mother was a foster carer, and she was the type of person that really gave back, really wanted to make a positive difference to the lives of everybody around her, and that's rubbed off on me, and that has really inspired me. So that is probably one of the biggest reasons as to why I started up my own training school. I felt inspired by my late mother. I know there's a lot of people within their lives, whether they want to admit it or not, whether they want to choose to talk about it or not, everybody at some point in their life has been an underdog. They've been told they're not enough. They've been told that they can't do certain things, that they're no qualified. Well, this is the way that I see it, right? There is doubters about the underdog. I felt inspired by my late mother. I know there's a lot of people within their lives, whether they want to admit it or not, whether they want to choose to talk about it or not, everybody at some point in their life has been an underdog. They've been told they're not enough. They've been told that they can't do certain things, that they're no qualified. Well, this is the way that I see it, right? There is doubters about the underdog out there that will say that their reality of me is that I'm not enough. Their reality of me says that I'm not qualified enough. Their reality of me says that I'm not big enough. I'm not linear enough. Well, your reality of me says that, but my reality of me says that all I have is all I need. So, yes, I feel very inspired and very motivated, and I feel very hopeful for not only my future. Well, it depends. If I'm playing a certain, say I'm playing, for example, a second character. I'm playing a masked character, and people don't know who I am because I'm playing a completely different character that's a masked character, completely covered. Then I'd be happy to job out. But in terms of who I am as a person, who I'm trying to build MJ as, because MJ is me. Just as soon as I come through that door or come through that curtain, I turn the dial up. It's who I am, but it's there's stuff added on top of that. Like there's certain bumps, like as you get older and stuff, you don't really want to take them because it's like it takes a toll on your body. It is really a sport. It takes a toll on your body. Dominant in terms of like my actual underdog character MJ, like it's like my entire life's been a fight. Like through everything I've been through, the ups, the downs, the fucking setbacks, the failures. People tell me I'm not enough. People tell me I'm underqualified. All that good stuff, right? That is my life. So it's not just a character. It's like we the underdog. It's like he's the one that everybody's counting down. He's the one that everybody's put down. He's the one that everybody says, oh, he can't do it, he can't make it. Oh, he's not good enough. Ken?
No, it's good.
But so it's like when it comes to jobbing out as the underdog, MJ, I don't know about that. Because my entire life's been a fight. My entire life I've always been a fight. The underdog for me isn't just a character. It's my life. It's a lifestyle. I've always been the smaller guy that folk have counted do. I've always been the smaller guy that folk have put down, counted do, kicked while I was down. Not just down, but kicked while I was down. After some people, but every single time I've used that as fuel for my fire to help motivate me. I've used it to help motivate me and to use my story and my underdog, the true underdog story, because in the end the underdog always wins. No, you want to know what? See for the people that have got something negative to say about me, at the end of the day, I've got to be mature. There's stuff I went through that really made me realise that they can say what they want. They can have their opinion. They can have their negative opinion, right? But it ain't going to stop me from doing what is that I know within my... self that I need to do. And I want to use that to help push and motivate other people. The wrestling, it doesn't matter. I'm going to continue to do what I do no matter what negative opinion anybody has got to say about me. And I tell you what, I put my life on that. Gang gang, you know that!
I don't know what the age is. I start sounding out